Okay, guys, we're back again talking about home inspections.
Land to Coast.
Iva.
Caitlin. Whoop, whoop. All right, we've already did a video for you on what a home inspection is and all the things that go along with it. But now we're going to break down a video of what are your home inspection dun, 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 red flags. All right. Let's back it up a little bit, but before we even get to the home inspection part. So this will help you prevent getting them scary red flags.
Yes. So because home inspections come at a cost, and depending on the square footage of the house and where it's at and located, you're going to be paying at least $500, $400 to $700 really, and then even more if it's a large home. So some things that you as a buyer can be doing is being proactive and looking at different things. So we're going to break those down for you.
Yes. So what are some things that they can look for before we even get to putting in an offer on a home?
Wet spots and wet bubbles and
stains on your ceiling, guys.
Yeah, and not just the ceiling. Anywhere like bathrooms where there's walls, sometimes under the cabinets, you'll see like where, I mean, you've seen where there's water damage and things like that. You want to look and especially make sure that that's something, if it has happened, that's been remedied correctly and that the sellers have disclosed in the seller's disclosure. In the state of Florida, that is required unless you are, it's a renter and you can fill out basically that you have never lived there. So obviously we want to disclose as much as we can about the home just to help a buyer feel at peace of mind and to prevent all kinds of craziness later on the transaction.
I would also say, even though you're so excited about this home and the inside and how great it looks and this checks all my boxes, walk the outside too, and not just the backyard, but fully walk the perimeter of your home. Yeah. Look at the foundation. Look at the siding that's on the home.
What type of siding is it?
Yeah. Is it vinyl? Is it hardy board? Is it brick?
Does it have like possibly wood damage that you already see? Because that could come up. And if you're a VA buyer, you're going to want to look at that a little more in depth because they'll flag it. What are we writing? Electric
panel.
What
does it look like? Is it nice, new, shiny, and pretty? Yeah. Or does it look really old and got a bunch of cobwebs on it?
Yeah. Sometimes maybe it doesn't support everything in the house, and that's what an inspection will absolutely uncover. But if you can tell that it's already old or that the water heater's old or things like that, you want to check that out, ask questions about it, make sure your agent is asking questions about it, because it will also come up later during insurance.
Yeah, I would say these are all three major things to look at before you even get to that home inspection. Yes, obviously a home inspection will unturn any of these issues, but these are like your big deal issues, right? Yeah. And if you spot this before you even get to that point, you just saved yourself $500, $600, $700, depending on whatever.
And time. If you're on a timeline and you need to be moved by a certain period because you told your apartment you're moving out, you just wasted time on a home that
isn't going to work.
Yeah. And it's a process, right? You have to get your binder back, all the things, and then you're going back out to look for another home. And there's that emotional toll too. You know, you're like, dang, I love that house.
Yeah.
So some of it you may be willing to take on. So.
Yeah. Let's fast forward it. Now we made an offer. We're getting a home inspection. Your home inspection report comes back. Here's your major red flags. Dun, dun, dun.
Roof.
So yes, this is a big deal. Anything that has to do with your foundation is a red flag and is a walk-away ticket item if you can't get this fixed, repaired, remedied, however you want to look at it. There's a lot of things that can go with this one right here. I will say you just look like you had something. Go for it.
I took on an unpermitted roof.
That's
and
what
I am currently paying an astronomical amount for my rental property because I was like, you know what, it's fine because it's the roof looked new, but it's unpermitted. So there are issues, again, outside from maybe it's new, but it's unpermitted and you can't get insurance.
Yeah, that's a big thing. So it may be a brand new roof, but if they didn't pull a permit on it, that also means it didn't go past an inspection, which means your insurance, they ain't going to like it. Your insurance rates are going to be jacked up.
Yep.
all because you have an unpermitted
And
roof.
Only certain carriers will allow certain things. So it's important to talk to an insurance broker that can go with different carriers, because maybe you love the house, you're willing to take on the new roof with the unpermitted, you know the guy that did the work or something crazy. But insurance is like, meh, you need to talk to your insurance broker.
Now, say your roof was fully permitted, good to go. But let's look at the age of that roof, because that's another thing with insurance.
So 15 to 20 years on standard roofs. So there is, I don't know about everywhere in America, but I know here in Northeast Florida, there are several different types of roofs.
Yeah.
Several different types of roofs. We have torch down, we have shingles, we have aluminum, we have
the
one you did
the Spanish.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that one.
That one.
And they all have different lifespans. They all have different requirements for insurance. So standard is 15 to 20 years on like your average shingle roof.
Yeah.
Obviously, if there's been no damage, we live in Florida, there's potential hurricanes.
And maybe you get this inspection done and the roof has 10 years of life left. It looks great, but there's a few shingles that's popped up.
Mm-hmm.
That's an easy fix. Like, that's easy, doesn't cost a lot, easy to do.
Yeah,
right? Not a big deal.
Let's ask the seller.
Yeah. Or maybe there's a big patch that needs to be fixed.
Again, VA loans, this is also somewhere that you have to be very cautious. VA loans are very particular on what they will allow and accept. I've negotiated several roofs for VA buyers because they're great buyers, but they do, they have
stipulations.
Sure. Yeah.
But to me, I love that, because that's like they're making sure that their people are going in the best possible homes.
They have protection.
Yeah.
So it's super important.
So with this being the lifespan of the roof, if on this inspection report it says you've got like 5 years of life left or less, I would say that's when you're kind of getting into like the ozone.
Yeah, I will say this should be something you should know before. But the inspection after it's done, right, it will tell you a little bit more about the age, how much is expected.
Yeah. And maybe, again, you're looking at this roof and you're like, oh, it looks new, it looks great.
Yeah.
But it falls back under to this, it was unpermitted.
Yeah. There's definitely different things that you have to be aware of and be cautious of. And like some of the things maybe you're willing to take on, not a big deal to you. That's great, but we have to make sure we can get you insurance.
Yeah.
And that it's not astronomical. We have to make sure that if it's unpermitted, that it is a safe roof. We don't want you in.
Because you're maybe, like she just said, maybe you want to take it on. Maybe you're like, I don't care. Mm-hmm. Make my insurance premium higher. Your lender may care.
Yeah.
Your insurance premium going up by $200, $300, whatever that might look like, could literally disqualify you from getting approved for that loan.
Yep.
So kind of is a big deal.
Is a big deal. Now we are going to talk about plumbing.
Dun, dun, dun.
Did I spell that right? Guys,
close enough. I think so.
I'm a negotiator, not a speller. So here in Florida, something that is still around but has been trying to be eradicated is polybutylene piping and cast iron piping. So this is in older homes, typically not your new construction or anything like that. We hope for whatever reason, if something crazy comes like that up, we've got talked to us about.
Typically built before the 1970s.
Yes.
This is when you need to worry about the cast iron pipes, the poly B-word pipes.
Polybutylene.
Mm-hmm.
Again, insurance. I took on an old house for a rental. Insurance flagged me on that. You guys don't want to know how much I'm paying in insurance. I have a great guy that got me a good deal, but oh my goodness, did I have to fight for that.
Yeah.
So
now, let me say, because I just did my little extra here. Just because your house is older and built before the 1970s is not a deal breaker, because whoever is selling that home could have repiped it. They could have absolutely redid the plumbing, redid the electrical, redid all your major systems.
Absolutely.
So don't just see an old house and freak out, because the age of the house isn't a red flag. It's just knowing, depending on the age, there might be a couple of extra things you need to look into.
I will say, so for plumbing, I repiped my rental property and it was $12,000.
Nightmare.
Yeah. Not fun, not great. It is a huge cost. So maybe that's something you're considering taking on. Make sure you get estimates on what it's at now. And if you do it in 2 to 5 years, it could be more expensive than that. So that is something you really, really,
Really
want to think
need to know.
about. Yeah.
Circling back to the unpermitted roof, I just want to say anything that is unpermitted is a red flag, right? So if there's an add-on,
do it yourself, people. This is to you. Make sure you're getting your permits.
yeah.
Especially if you're in a city. I know some of the smaller like counties that maybe they're not as strict about it, but again, insurance could have an issue with that.
Yeah, I've literally seen an unpermitted addition break a deal.
Yep, it happens regularly. You just really, it's protection for the buyer.
Absolutely, because you're getting insurance on this home. They're not going to insure something that they don't know was done correctly. If it's a permit has been pulled, that means it's and the permit has been closed, finalized, checked off on. That means it passes inspections. If that permit was not finalized and signed off on, then there's no guarantee that it was done properly, correctly.
Yes. I love it. I love a good do it yourself, but you have to make sure it's getting permitted.
Yeah.
It's just, and especially if you're looking at selling your home, right? You're like, I'm going to sell my home, but what about my home inspection? I updated everything, but I did a deck myself. Well, let's talk about how we can get this permitted. Like, how can we figure that out? What can be done? You know? As far as plumbing, something else that is plumbing related is water heaters, which are minimal in cost, but come up all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. It's like one of the first things that come up. Some of them maybe have polybutylene piping just attaching to the wall. The rest of it isn't, but just 2 inches of it, and it gets flagged.
Yep. So, because an inspector will write that up, whether it's a half an inch, 2 inches, the whole house. If they see it, it's going on there, and they're not saying, oh, it was just a little spot right here. They're just checking that type of piping was on there, and now your insurance is like, no.
Yeah, so insurance gets 4 points, and that's all of the major stuff that we're talking about today. So roof, plumbing, HVAC systems. What's the other one? 4 points. Wind
mitigation.
Yeah. This is all major for insurance. Yes. Insurance gets 4 points. The major report that's 26 pages long, insurance does not get all that. We do not want to send that to insurance. But plumbing, a small inch of pipe will automatically get flagged.
Yep.
And honestly, again, it's at the buyer's protection because polybutylene pipes are known to bust, right? So then you have a leak, then you have damage to your house. Like if you're a first-time homeowner and you're just like, what do
I do?
Yeah, call a plumber, shut off the main water valve, like do your best.
Yeah, do your best.
Do your best.
Get your rain boots on. So yeah, if it's unpermitted, it's a big red flag. If you've got these crazy plumbing pipes, big red flag. Old electrical panel, big red flag. You started touching on the water heater. Ooh, I said that weird. The water heater. So, like she said, they're not expensive to replace, but if it's super old, insurance ain't gonna like it.
Yeah, absolutely. We're also now going to talk about the HVAC. So in Florida, listen, I'm gonna tell you, you want a good working air conditioner. Like we love it here.
And depending on where at in Florida you live, the lifespan of this bad boy is going to be completely different. If you live close to the beach with all that salt air, you are not going to have as long of a lifespan as somebody who lives 30 miles away from the beach.
Yep.
It's just not going to happen.
Yep. And then we're also going to put age here, right? So the typical age can vary a lot. Again, it's going to depend on if you're close to the salt water, the make and model of the HVAC and different things. But it's like 5 to 10 years typically. Mm-hmm. I think I've seen 15.
Yeah, and like when you're closer to the salt water, it's more like 3 to 5.
Yeah. Yeah, our condo listing has that issue right now. So if you're buying near the salt water, and when we say near, it's like close.
Like a block from the beach or a block from the ocean.
Yeah. Be mindful of this. You are going to have to replace your HVAC more. If you've bought this at year 3 on the age and you have to list it anytime after, you're going to have to replace it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously, use it to the max, right? And don't replace it until you have to, but
just know
it's going to come up in a home inspection.
Yeah.
So the other thing that I guess the most important takeaway from this is insurance.
Is a big deal.
Insurance is a big deal, especially with all of this.
If you're getting a loan, you ain't getting that loan if you ain't got insurance.
Yeah.
Not happening. So all my people out there that thinks like I used to think, and it's like, I don't care about insurance. I don't need it. Yes, you do, because the bank ain't loaning you no money without insurance.
Sorry. The fourth thing is the electrical. Roof, plumbing, HVAC, and electrical. That's the fourth thing. And then wind mid's the separate. My apologies. I was on the spot. And then, I mean, we have talked on that a little bit, but I will say for electrical, do you want to write it? Electrical, aluminum wiring. Again, in these older homes, we just had a home that got flagged for aluminum wiring. It also had a small inch of cast iron pipes that got flagged. So then our insurance broker had to go in and say, hey, what companies will accept this? And what is the premium for that?
Yeah.
I mean, one of them jumped over $2,000 for a $200,000 home.
Yeah.
You know, but that was because the systems were not updated well, and we negotiated a new roof because that's what we do.
And insulation.
Yep. Because insulation is also another part of your HVAC. It will not get brought up in the 4-point, but it will make your HVAC work 10 times harder, which will affect the age of the life. It will, I mean, just make your house hot.
Nobody wants to live in Florida without
insulation. Yeah. Also, side note, make sure you're getting your systems, all of your systems, serviced regularly after you buy the house.
Yeah. What about, kind of jumping back over here in some of these, your house may or may not have septic, and that's a whole nother topic for probably a whole nother day.
We'll have to do a whole
But that
thing.
is something to be mindful of too. Mm-hmm. If you have a septic system, get a septic inspection. It is completely separate from your home inspection.
Yep. I will say for plumbing, I recommend a sewer scope. Some inspectors offer it, some don't. You have to ask a plumber. But this is going to tell you if your house is holding water, if there's any sludge, if there's...
Truthfully, I would recommend the sewer scope, whether your house is built in the 1970s or built in 2026.
New construction, because new construction, they can lay the piping wrong, not have the right angles. I mean, things happen.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure you're protected, because what if your house floods? There's new construction, I've seen flooding.
Yeah, so, and a lot of people, again, we said this before, but a lot of people think I'm buying a brand new 2026 home. I don't need a home inspection. That is incorrect. You still need a home inspection, whether it's a new build or a resale.
So this brings me, I'm going to do a little tidbit down here. New construction. Again, don't judge me on my spelling, guys. It is still important to get inspections, and maybe the stuff on here is superficial, but I'm going to tell you, you want this done, these things, because you don't want them to turn into big problems later.
Yeah. So
if you have a small leak or a small thing or a sink issue or this or that, you tell that builder that you want it fixed.
Absolutely.
Because especially you have new construction warranties. You want to make sure it's done in that time frame. And also so you don't have to assume this cost later. You already bought a new construction house. You don't want more costs on top of it.
Yeah, you don't want next year or 2 years to find a oopsie.
Yeah, so you may not get flagged for all of these major things because they're all brand new, right? But there are going to be other things. Plumbing can come up in a sewer scope. HVACs, what I see a lot in new construction is the pad not being laid properly, but that can affect the life of your HVAC. So it is important to still get the inspection, be aware of it, make sure you know, because at the end of the day, the more knowledge you have about your house, the better.
Yeah, never skip the home inspection, guys. If you take anything away from this video, is don't skip the home inspection.
Even if you have to walk away from a house and you lose that $500, it could save you
thousands.
10,000, 10,000, 7,000. If you have to redo the whole house, you're looking at 25,000 if you have if all your electrical is bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay, maybe you're like, screw it, I'll pay the high insurance premiums.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'll live here. Cool. Well, what happens in 6 years down the line when you're ready to resell this home? That next buyer might not feel the same way. They're going to want you to redo all of this that you said, screw it, I don't care, I'll pay for high insurance.
Even if this unpermitted roof is brand new, you have to take on this cost.
Yeah.
So you
go
have
to
to think about
resell
that.
it. They're gonna they're gonna go by the date of the last permit. So maybe you just bought this home and the roof was unpermitted, but you also know it was brand new. So you're like, cool, it's got plenty of life left. I don't care. But now 10 years later, 5 years later, you want to resell it. They're going off of that old permit and they're going to say, this roof is old as crap. And you're like, no, I swear it's not. You're replacing it.
Yeah. And at that point, maybe it's worth it for you, but just know this. Again, information is knowledge. So know this. Know that if this comes up or if this comes up, you buy it at year 5, 10 years later, you're going to have to replace the roof to sell. Or a buyer is going to have to take that on. And the likelihood, as insurance is always changing, things are always changing.
And if you're reselling this later and you haven't done the updates, that's going to reflect in, if it doesn't reflect in your listing price, it's going to reflect in the offers you get.
Yeah, absolutely. So guys, tell us what more you want to hear from us.
What do you want to know about?
Hopefully this was helpful. We're going to go more into inspections, more into new construction communities, all the things, but we'd love to hear from you. Like, share, follow, subscribe.
All the things.
Yeah, we're on all the platforms, so we can't wait to hear from you.
Jacksonville Coastal Homes for our website.
Bye, guys. Toodles.